Good morning, students. Today we are going to talk on an important topic, that is puerperium. Puerperium is the period from the delivery up to the 6 weeks during which the body tissues, the pelvic organs, they return back to their pre-pregnancy state, and there are anatomical and physiological changes of pregnancy are reversed. That means from delivery onwards till 6 weeks, the body tissues, they will be becoming normal. They will be trying to come to their pre-pregnancy state as they were before pregnancy. So usually it takes a duration of 6 weeks, and that period is called as puerperium. The process by which the genital organs they revert to their pre-pregnancy state is called involution. So the process is called involution and the period is the puerperium. The women is called as puerpera. Now the duration of puerperium, as I told you, is 6 weeks. It is further divided into 3 parts: immediate, early and remote. Immediate is the first 24 hours after the delivery. It is a very important period because the vitals have to be monitored properly. We have to look for the bleeding per vaginum, and there are chances of embolism, postpartum hemorrhages. Now, immediate period is also called as acute postpartum period. Second is the early period. So, after 24 hours have passed from delivery, still 7 days. So, from 24 hours to 7 days is that early puerperial period. Third is the remote. That is from 8th day onwards. 1 week has gone. Now, second week has started. So, 8th day onwards till 6 week is the remote puerperial period. Now changes. So first let us talk about the involution of the uterus. So as you all can see that when the uterus is pregnant, in the term before the delivery, it is reaching, this is the xiphisternum, it is reaching up to this height, and after the delivery it reaches up to the umbilicus. So as soon as the delivery has occurred, the uterus, it becomes a hard globular organ and it reaches the level of the umbilicus and it weighs about 1000 gram. Now this level of the uterus above this is pubic symphysis, pubic bone, it remains static for the first 24 hours. But after 24 hours, it starts going downwards at a speed of 1.25 to 1.5 centimeters per day. So that as it is going down, after 2 weeks, the uterus becomes a pelvic organ. And from 1000 gram, which was at the time of delivery, it weighs now after 2 weeks 300 grams. And after 6 weeks, it weighs 60 grams. Now, then talking, the size of the uterus after delivery is 20 into 12 into 7.5 centimeters and weight is 1000 grams just after the delivery. And this we have seen that after 6 weeks, it is becoming the pre-pregnancy size of the uterus. So this is how the involution of uterus is taking place. Now this is the lower uterine segment. This is the segment, this is the body of the uterus, this is the cervix, this is the lower uterine segment which is stretched during pregnancy and delivery. So it becomes thin, flabby and collapsed just after the delivery. But as we can see, as I'm trying to show you in this diagram, that after 6 weeks it just becomes a junction as it was in the pre-pregnancy state. What is lower uterine segment? It is basically this is external os, bahar wali, this is the internal os. Now the internal os has got two components, anatomical and histological os, which stretches, and that forms a lower uterine segment. So when ideally it is this internal os, anatomical and histological, but it stretches during pregnancy and labor, third trimester and labor, and forms a lower uterine segment. After 6 weeks have passed of delivery, again it becomes the isthmus is a part which forms a lower uterine segment. So it reverts back to its original position, that is between the body of the uterus and internal os is the isthmus, which forms a lower uterine segment during the pregnancy and delivery. Now after 6 weeks, it is returning back to its normal position. So we have talked about involution of uterus, involution of the lower uterine segment to form the isthmus again after 6 weeks. Talking about the cervix, the consistency of the cervix, it is very fragile, it is loose, hanging at the time of delivery, but it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to become to its normal consistency. Talking about the external os, this, like suppose a patient is lying down, this is the external os ring like structure which we can see, which can admit two finger can be inserted into this os after the delivery, but after the first week we can only insert the tip of the finger. And this is a non-pregnant cervix, a in which nulliparous cervix. Okay, it will never revert back. This point has to be taken into consideration, that cervix never reverts, the external os never reverts back into the nulliparous state. Even after 1 week or even weeks have passed, it will admit tip of finger. It will be just never be like a pinpoint as it was earlier. Okay, but from 2 finger position, it will become tip of finger after 1 week and remain, that is the multiparous os. So it remains like this throughout the life. Now talking about the physiological factors. First is the muscles, uterine muscles. There is tremendous increase in the number of muscle fibers and their size. But now we are talking that they are reverting back. So number of the muscle fibers remain same, but the size decreases. How the size decreases and why it decreases? It is because there is fall in the, after the delivery, there is fall in the hormones. The estrogen, the progesterone, the steroid hormones, they fall. As a result, what happens? There is increase in the activity of uterine collagenases and proteolytic enzymes, which destroy the protoplasm of the muscle fibers, muscle cells. And as a result, there is decrease in the size of these muscle cells, muscle fibers. Now blood vessels, as the muscle fibers are increasing, so will the blood vessel increase during pregnancy. But now there will be thrombosis, necrosis and hyaline degeneration of the blood vessels, which will ultimately result in involution. Endometrium. Now this is the inner part, this is the endometrium, this will be shed. Okay, so now it has to regenerate back, reform again after the delivery. So what happens? That from 10th day of the delivery it starts regenerating and it is completely restored by 3 weeks. There are few places where placenta, probably say suppose here the placenta was attached. Placental is a tissue, okay, which is released, which is delivered after the baby. So suppose here this part placenta was attached. Now this part where placenta was attached of the endometrium, it will take more time, say suppose 6 weeks to restore. So rest of the endometrium will restore by 3 weeks. But if suppose placenta, at whatsoever place placenta was attached, it will take a little more time. It will take 6 weeks to restore. So we have talked about involution of the uterus. We have talked about the lower uterine segment. We have talked about the cervix and physiological factors involved in involution, which includes the muscles, blood vessels and endometrium. Now how are we going to clinically assess the involution of uterus? So first, the patient is asked to lie down. She has to empty her bladder and bowel, and we take the symphysis fundalite, that is from pubic symphysis. We take with the help of an inchi tape from pubic symphysis, pubic bone to the top of the uterus, fundus, we palpate, and we take that height and we calculate it daily. So it is 13.5 centimeters after the delivery. And then I have told you after 24 hours, it keep on decreasing per day. Okay. Now there are two terms called as subinvolution and superinvolution. Subinvolution, when the revert back changes are less than normal. Suppose a uterus, we are expecting that uterus should go inside the pelvic. As I have told you that after 2 weeks, the uterus should go inside the pubic bone. It should not be palpable in the abdomen. But suppose patient is coming to me after 3 weeks and still I can find that uterus is here. It is still in the abdomen. So this is a thing of subinvolution, that it is not involuting at the normal rate. And then we have got superinvolution. Superinvolution can be seen in lactating, like it involutes more than the desired level. The size of the uterus may be lesser as compared to the pre-pregnancy state, that is superinvolution. But whenever the patient stops lactation, the size of the uterus comes to be normal. It reverts back to its normal size. Now talking about involution of the other pelvic structures. Let us talk about vagina. Vagina usually takes a little more time, 6 to 10 weeks to revert back. The mucosa is delicate initially, and then the rugae start appearing. Rugae are the lines which are there on the vagina. The hymen is also lacerated, and these lacerations that form a nodular tags which are called as carunculae myrtiformes. Okay, because there is stretching effect on other ligaments also in the pelvic region, broad ligament, round ligament, pelvic floor, pelvic fascia. So they also try to take, because of the stretching effect, they are lax, and they also take about 6 to 10 weeks to come back to their normal positions and sizes. But again, vagina, external os and external genitalia introitus, they are never like the pre-pregnancy. If the delivery has occurred, they will be larger, they will be lax. They will not come to exactly the same position as they were in the pre-pregnancy state. Now, return of menstruation. If the patient is exclusively breastfeeding, she may not menstruate for months, maybe 8 months, 10 months, a year. So, it can be longer, means the return of menstruation will not be anytime soon if she is exclusively breastfeeding. But if the female is not breastfeeding, so in that case she may start menstruating as early as 6 weeks, means after 1.5 months of delivery only patient may start breastfeeding, or in few it may take 3 months. So half of the patient may start menstruating after 1.5 months if they are not breastfeeding. So as early as 6 weeks, but up to 12 weeks they may start menstruating. Now talking about ovulation. If the patient is not breastfeeding, he may again start to ovulate after 1 month, that is by 4 weeks, as early as 4 weeks. And if she is lactating, so ideally she doesn't ovulate so soon, but there are cases which have seen with lactation also ovulation is possible at 10 weeks. Therefore, we ask the patient to follow some contraceptive practices. If the patient is exclusively breastfeeding, she has not started with menstruation, and she is the initial 6 months, that is the LAM criteria.